Junior stargazers and space cadets. Each year we celebrate Asteroid Day, commemorating September 23rd, 3007 BC, when the arid plains meteorite made Earth impact.
Holy Toledo, that's Mitch Campbell.
You're very good in the one about the tramp in the brothel who gets amnesia and becomes a pediatrician. You were very authentic.
Actually, maybe my favorite character ever.
I don't know why nobody else liked it.
Oh.
What do those pulses indicate?
What? Oh, the beeps and blips? We don't know.
Some of our information about outer space may no longer be completely accurate. Anyway, there's still only 9 planets in the solar system as far as we know, Billy.
Except now there's an alien.
What's happening now?
I don't know.
I don't like the way that guy looked at us. The alien.
How did he look?
Like we're doomed.
Maybe we are.
I've just informed the president.
How long can they keep us in Asteroid City legally?
It's Trinidad the Island Man, your Island Man, coming to you live once again from beautiful Hawaii here on the island of Oahu, bringing you, yes you, the best movie reviews on the entire island of Oahu. And yes, this is Trinidad the Island Man, your Island Man. And, man, I know it's been a while. It's been like, what, 2 weeks? Almost coming up on 3 weeks. I think my last review was The Machine. And, well, if you've been following my Instagram, you know that I only got back this last week to Hawaii after some traveling and a lot of music. Look on my YouTube channel for all these other posts for some of the concerts. Death Cab by Cutie, namely Slime Light with DJ Slave 1 over in London, Vancouver for Death Cab for Cutie. Plus I posted some other concerts earlier from June, Curse of Mackie and Sisters of Mercy, just to name a few. They're in Denver. So I've still been posting stuff, but this is my first movie review back. And what is it for? Is it for The Flash? Is it for Spider-Verse? No, those came out while I was traveling, and thus, since they're already old, you've seen plenty of the reviews for both of them. So I'm not going to give you any opinion on either of them, as I have not really seen them yet. But I just stepped out of the movies this Sunday afternoon, watching the new Wes Anderson movie, Asteroid City. And remember our rating scale, shock a thumbs up, it's good to see, I recommend it. Shock a thumbs down, it's junk, I don't recommend it. And for Asteroid City, the new Wes Anderson film, it is overall a shock a thumbs down. What can I say about this movie? Not much, really. It didn't hit me in any particular way other than extremely boring. I'm not a big fan of Wes Anderson and his films. He's always, kind of avant-garde, kind of esoteric, always looking for, kind of, out of the normal kind of scenarios. Quirky is perhaps the best word to describe his work. Now, I did like Life Aquatic, his film there. I did like Budapest Hotel. Those were some excellent films. I think because both of those balance the overt comedy along with some action and some drama, whereas most of his other films really haven't. This one, definitely not. Asteroid City has no action, has really no drama. It's just a quirky kind of plodding along movie. His last one, Isle of Dogs, I didn't really care for, but admittedly that perhaps would play to a much younger audience of little kids who like that kind of stop motion animated dog film. The story was okay for Isle of Dogs, but I didn't really like it. I think I gave that a shock a thumbs down. Life Aquatic and Grand Grand Budapest Hotel, I would have given thumbs up to, Shaka thumbs up for. However, I was not doing movie reviews when those came out. So again, a Shaka thumbs down for Asteroid City. Despite an all-star cast, Scarlett Johansson, Tom Hanks, Adrian Brody, people we know can act. And you know, to be fair, you know, Tom Hanks wasn't bad in this film, but he didn't have a direct big part in this movie. Scarlett Johansson was probably the next biggest actress in this movie. You know, she does reasonably well in it. But again, the parts are all quirky. You really can't relate to any of the characters or anything that they're going through. You know, and there's not any action to grab onto and capture your attention for the entire length of the movie. Not even a sufficient mystery or quasi-plot to try to solve, whereas Grand Budapest, there was an overall mystery and bit of detective work to try to unravel. Life Aquatic, you know, there was the drama, the action of the island rescue, you know, not to mention the deep sea diving for, you know, this giant shark, and what would happen there, the tension. Here, it's pretty much spelled out. This is in the 50s, involving a city where asteroids have fallen, famous for that. Every year they do some kind of scientific awards for young children across the nation, where they can come and show off their, you know, high school experiments. Again, quirky in the fact that, you know, somebody's got a death ray, disintegrator ray, somebody can grow plants instantly, but they're all irradiated because they use cosmic rays to grow them instead of sunlight. You know, projections onto the moon and other stars and other planets, holographic projections perhaps. So, you know, stuff in the far realm of science. These are genius children making, you know, these scientific achievements. And of course, you know, the military kind of operates this as this city and, you know, snatches up the best of these children's inventions. Lo and behold, in addition to scientific research and astronomy that goes on there, we have an alien landing that is actually coming to grab one of these asteroids that have fallen back onto the Earth. And apparently it seems that he's there to collect it. There is some quirky realm of are these children actually part alien? Perhaps that is the secret of their extra knowledge. You know, there is kind of a hint or you know, prompting that perhaps one of the children's mothers who recently died, she might have been some type of alien. She had always said kind of she came from the stars, but honestly, no. And then this as it turns out, this whole story seems to be fabricated as a play in itself, you know, and that we are actually watching this play as it is being filmed / actually being produced on the stage, which adds to, you know, which kind of explains why some of the backgrounds, you know, look so fake and so false. You know, everything looks very much like a set. You could have easily, Wes Anderson probably could have cheaply filmed this in Arizona, actual parts of Arizona, and gotten those scenic landscapes, real scenic landscapes, instead of matte paintings. The matte paintings are beautiful, but it doesn't add anything to it. But, you know, with most Wes Anderson's movies, you know, let's say like Grand Budapest Hotel, there is always an artificial look to these, an unnatural look. Fake is the best way to look at it, you know, which kind of helps his budget out a lot. I think this was, what, a $25 million film overall budget, which is good because it didn't even make like the top 5, you know, high box offices. You know, maybe I'm not sure. I don't think it even made the top 10. And this was one of the premier new movies of this weekend. Whew. So no, I cannot recommend you this movie. Again, like all Wes Anderson movies, it kind of plods along, showing these far-fetched tales and experiences, these characters who are left of the norm, not quite right, not quite normal per se. Each one dealing with their own set of psychological trauma and issues, and during the film somewhat are forced to confront those issues and look within themselves and to the others, and perhaps you know, resolve them within themselves. And you get maybe a little bit of that, but overall you're not given enough to actually care if these characters overcome their personal trauma and griefs. You know, a dad whose wife died, he's a widow and has to care for these kids, a grandfather who's going to look and help out, you know, his son-in-law and grandchildren. You know, despite reservations about him, an actress who's had failed romantic issues, a number of children, yet puts her career up ahead, but yet starts to fall in love with this widow. Children, being children, but having to deal with the loss of their mother, perhaps finding love for the first time. All inconsequential, as you do not relate to any of these characters at all. And added to the, you know, added to the layer of this is all fake, and, you know, this is all in the backdrop of a play, that it's not an actual real event taking place. You know, just a quasi inside the mind of a playwright, and you're seeing an onstage production, you know, taking place, and then kind of breaking the fourth wall as they come out and question their characters' motivations at times, seeking directors' approval and clarity, only to find that there is no clarity to be had. You know, sometimes you just gotta wing it, is what the director pretty much says, Adrian Brody, in this film. So yes, again, a shock of thumbs down, a very confusing, very uninteresting film. Even if you're a big Wes Anderson fan, you know, that's the second miss in a row, I think. You know, this and Isle of Dogs, I think, his most recent one. And I'd be wary of seeing any more of his films. If you're at all interested, just wait till streaming. I know that doesn't bode well for smaller independent films, but come on, guys. Wes, we know you can do better. We know you could refine this more. And, you know, the days of, it's like, well, I'm leaving it all open to your interpretation, you know, do with it what you will with this film. It's like, okay, I'll do with it what I will. I'll just leave it on the ground and I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to recommend this to you guys. I mean, you know, wait till streaming. You know, Wes, come on, you know, pick it up a little bit here. I know you can do better than this. You have, I know these actors can do better. You just got to give them something, man. You can't just say, oh, just wing it, guys, and go for it. I mean, the biggest headline for this movie is that Scarlett Johansson gets naked in this movie, which she hasn't done since, what, Under the Skin or something, right? And even that big scene, it's like just a blurry mirror shot of her naked. I mean, yeah, you could probably take a screenshot later on when this streams, but you're not seeing anything. It's like, what, 3 seconds on the screen of the blurry mirror shot. So even that's not enough to save this film. Sorry, again, shock a thumbs down for Wes Anderson's Asteroid City. A movie out of time, more akin to a Twilight Zone episode or television episode than an actual, hey, let's spend millions of dollars on a feature film for this movie. All right, mahalo and aloha.